It's Black Light, Elder Black Light. 2 Steps Beyond Part 2. Well, I named it that. See, I think beyond the average person, you know. So I'm going to talk about black people, all over the planet. They assimilate into the Caucasians' thinking. They follow the leader, And the only reason why he's the leader is because he got a stronger army, better weapons, better war tactics. And he weaponizes everything. Right now, he weaponizing money. Black people was made to stop depending on Mother Earth, stop living off the land, and start living off the white man's hand. So, reality of the whole situation is that the thinking of the people is wrong. And black people, they depend on the Caucasian to lead them. They don't examine the system that they're living in and how it works. And when you go to the schools, the Caucasian schools, and allow them to produce your curriculum, and they teach you in a way where it seems like they feeding you. When in reality you feeding them. But you think they feeding you. And you don't bite the hand that feeds you. You don't want to bite the hand that feeds you. So I see black people say they got rich, they accumulated richness, dollars. You ain't rich, man, because you got to pay taxes. And that goes to them. They take your money and give it to other countries, give it to Israel, buy weapons with it, pay for the army, influence other people, get them bribes or whatever, and accumulate people's resources in other parts of the world or the planet. And you got to pay property taxes. You got to pay taxes on all the money that you earn. And then who gives out the money? So you got a Federal Reserve that don't match up with your Constitution. They print the money. They also give Congress money. So Congress lives off of the money that the people support them with, and then they're getting paid by the Federal Reserve. So y'all don't take time to examine these situations. The white people, they know that they're in a good position right now. But there's some white people that think they're looking down, they're looking a couple of steps beyond, looking down the line, and they know that system, the system that we're in now, is not compatible with the system that the Constitution had in mind. And that it's a house of cards and it's going to collapse. For one thing, it was built on a faulty foundation. So you look at what fruits is it producing now? Well, they're trying to control all aspects of human existence. And mostly everybody letting them do it. There's a few. I'm not talking about a few. I'm talking about the majority of the people of the planet. They let them manipulate them into fighting each other, wars. It don't matter what religion you'll say that you're practicing, because they have infiltrated all religions, all systems, Masons, Moors, Islam, Muslims, no matter what. They cause confusion and division. And that's how they control you, and they dummy you down with nonsense. So all you brothers who watching sports, in love with in a way, that's a homosexual type of infatuation you have watching, and the way they talk about sports figures, you know, and the way they talk about entertainers. See, music is an art. That's all it is. And when they commercialized it, and freaky little white girls started swooning over these cats back in the early days, like Frank Sinatra and Elvis, and then the black girls and stuff, they started swooning over, because I was watching early movies of black entertainments when they perform in front of black people. Them sisters didn't scream and holler. They just, you know, watch them do their thing, and you know. But them freaky little white girls, when they see Elvis or the Beatles, you know, they started screaming, going into a frantic panic, you know. Black girls didn't do that, but now they do it, you know, because they imitating white girls. Everything we do, we imitate them. Sex, freaking and all that kind of stuff, we got it from them. Pornography, We got it from them. You look at when you look at some of those old folk pit movies of the African village, and you see a sister walking around with nothing on her breast. Them brothers wasn't foaming all at the mouth. Them brothers wasn't raping them. They used to that, man. But I bet you if a sister walked down the street half naked now, brothers could talk about her. Look at that freak, and a hoe and all like that. But they you know, they want to freak with her. They really don't want to marry a freaky broad like that exposes all herself. You know, they want a nice woman. Because if they see a woman exposing herself, she good to freak with, but she ain't good to marry. You know. And if they was to marry a sister like that, the majority of brothers wouldn't want her to dress like that. They'll tell her, no, you can't dress like that no more. So that's all we doing. We just imitating and patterning after them. And we give all our money right back to them. No matter how much money you get, you know, you're going to give it back to them. You know, you're not thinking about, well, let me build my people up. You're not thinking like that. You're thinking about niggas are niggas, and they ain't going to change. The reason why niggas are niggas is because we follow in and listen to, you know, he's not twisting our arm. The Caucasian ain't twisting your arm to be like him. You just think it's hip to be like him. You know. And they done swole your head up anyway. White man swell your head up. You're not like the other black people. You're smart. You're different. You know. So, yeah, they like the sport of boxing, the manly sport of boxing. You know. Their whole thing is based on back in the Roman days, in the Colosseums and arenas. Because they kind of homo anyway, you know. They get that from back in them caves, you know. Now we acting like it. So I was inspired to deliver this message. And some of you brothers are wide awake. Some of you brothers wiping the sleep out your eyes. And some of you brothers are sleep, dead sleep. And some of you brothers are half sleep. But only those brothers who want to go 2 steps beyond will agree with what I'm saying. And the rest of y'all, you know, y'all living in a fantasy. Black light out.